This is a phenomenal cigar.
Yes, it is.
It's very good.
It's very good. Sorry, putting that away. What's going on, everybody? We're back. Joseph, how's the young one? Not sleeping?
Well, I think he would sleep, except that his older brother Matthew keeps waking him up at night.
Oh, nice.
They've been tag teaming us. We get one to sleep, and then the other one's about to go to sleep, and the other one wakes back up, and it's just been...
Yeah, you went from zone to man now.
Pretty much.
Man to man, yeah.
Yeah.
Man-to-man coverage, baby.
I can't say I've gotten much sleep in the last 4 weeks. Averaging about maybe 5 hours. Every single day. No, it's horrible, okay? I'm used to 7, 8, maybe 9 hours on a Saturday, and now I'm up at 6 o'clock on a Saturday morning. It's criminal. But I love them. Especially during the day.
Haven't hit when you're not there?
No. No, I mean, like, when I come home and I see him, but it's just the bedtime. It's just so frustrating sometimes. Because Matthew is such a kicker and a squirmer now, and he's so heavy. And, you're holding him, and he tries to get away from you, and it just pulls muscles, and, gosh.
It's just like hot potato.
Yeah, pretty much. But I look at it as, how do I look at it? Sacrifice. It's a good sacrifice.
All right.
Yeah. I know, that wasn't very uplifting, was it? Let me try that again.
My life's hell.
No, Jordan and I have been talking about this. It's tough right now, and I think that's just the period that we're in. But we are so grateful for both of our sons, and I look at them, and I just feel so proud to be their dad. And Matthew and I have grown so close together, especially during the 2 weeks that I had off, and we literally hung out all day long because Jordan was still upstairs recovering in bed and resting. And so Matthew went with me to the store. He went with me on errands and sat outside in the garage while I worked on stuff. And
That's awesome.
It really was. Yeah.
Well, congratulations, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
That was it. Our episode's over. No.
See ya.
We are smoking the glorious
Crack pipe.
You stupid muffin.
Is that the opposite of a stud muffin?
Yes.
Just the droopy,
No,
unbaked.
but the opposite of a stud muffin would be like a stupid dough ball.
Dough ball. Yeah, you uncooked, stupid dough ball.
Hey, dough boy.
You little thing.
We are
Sorry.
smoking the Pravada Oatmeal Cookie.
I am going home. After that one, I can't.
We're Pravada Oatmeal Cookie. I don't even know if they make these. We got these at the Hungry Herf. Shout out to Brian. We got these at the Hungry Herf over the summer, and
Which was where?
in Hubbard, Ohio, where Cigar Lounge is. Repping our swag. Two of us are, and
You mean you guys are repping theirs?
yes, repping our sponsor swag. How about that?
Yeah.
Let's be
They're
accurate.
not repping ours.
That's
Yeah,
true.
well, eventually. I
Technically,
guarantee you Dan Chise will wear a Bourbonist hat as soon as we make him. Or a
heck yeah,
Bourbonist shirt.
he totally would.
Yeah. But Pravada Oatmeal Cookie, which is just as dessert, probably, I don't know, top 10 cigar of the year for me. Without a doubt.
Yeah, this is
Just
terrific.
Smooth, chocolate, oatmeal. Like, it is perfectly named Oatmeal Cookie. And we're pairing it with, and a huge shout out to Charlie, the owner and CEO and creator of Abbina craft sipping sodas. So we met Charlie at Hungry Herf as well. Super awesome guy. Hoping to get him on the podcast soon.
Crazy mustache.
Crazy mustache. Like,
freaking awesome.
yeah, it just makes you feel
Freaking sick, man.
like you look at him and you're like, oh, he's a man. Okay. But so he crafted these sodas to pair perfectly with cigars.
And when we say perfectly, we mean perfectly.
It's not an exaggeration.
It's not us just being, generous with our words. These are the most incredible beverages you will ever have while keeping your faculties about you.
That's right. Like it's
Absolutely.
and that was the whole purpose of it, is like, because
There are a lot of people that smoke cigars that can't drink.
exactly. And one of the best things about smoking cigars is to have whiskey with it, which is, hello, the bourbonists. That's what we do. But it's one of the best things to enjoy with a cigar. And Charlie was like, you know what? I need to create something for people who can't drink or don't drink. And I mean, he just nailed on the head. Abbinasoda.com. Just go and take our word. Don't just take our word for it. Go try it. We're having the Royale. And hold on a second. My wife has to open the garage door just a little bit. Okay, sure. But then hit the light on the side of the switch. Yeah. No, I mean like, so there's a little button on the side where you can turn off the light. There you go.
Perfect.
Thank you. It's getting a little smoky. But anyway, so highly recommend it. We're drinking the Royale, which is their dessert soda. And so it pairs perfectly with a rich Maduro cigar that has sweet and chocolate notes, which is basically all that this cigar is, at least so far.
So far.
And so, yeah, I can't. Man,
It's almost too sweet.
What
They
does that
go
say,
so
the
well together.
Flavor notes of the Royale.
so the Royale, it says dessert time or breakfast. Coffee and chocolate classic, made even tastier with nuttiness and vanilla. Note how the coffee actually tastes like freshly ground coffee beans. Which actually, yeah.
It's kind of like I just chewed on a bean.
Like chewed on some coffee beans, yeah.
Yeah. One thing I appreciate about Charlie is he also said that the ingredients are like all very clean, organic.
Oh, it's all organic ingredients, yeah.
Yeah, he's very picky about where he sources them from.
I feel like they're on here. Well, but it says richness with its coffee and chocolate flavors reveal notes of cream, vanilla, while enhancing flavors of leather and wood. The perfect complement to your first or last cigar of the day. And this is just... So I've been thinking about this, and I know we talk about it a lot. So, as humans, we taste, was it 5 or 6 things? Is it... So it's 6. So our tongues can only taste 6 things: it's sweet, sour, bitter, salty, or umami, which is like I think it's like savory.
Okay.
It's kind of like basically the number one thing is like mushrooms.
Oh, okay.
So think about mushrooms.
Okay.
There's like that rich context, but
Yeah,
it's more of a savory.
I got you. Okay. But our noses can pick up millions of different scents, and you use your nose and your mouth to taste things. And so when we talk about, whenever we've talked about, sip the drink and then take a puff of the cigar, it's because you're activating both of those things. And then there's a sensation in the back of your throat where literally your nasal passages smell what you're tasting. And it's called retronasal olfaction.
I love old fashions.
So do I.
Olfaction.
Okay.
Retronasal
fashions.
olfaction. But it...
Stay on target.
Oh, I'm on target.
I know,
just-
stay on it.
You're on a different one.
Charlie, you're doing something phenomenal here, buddy. Mm-hmm. But I think these two things go well with what we're talking about tonight, which is the finer things. Mm-hmm. Is it worth having them? Is it worth investing
them?
money in things and using them? Is it, which I feel like anybody who collects things is probably not going to like this episode. But
Do you? Well, yeah. Well, I think the issue is or what we're going to at least touch on or talk about is when is the line, when do you cross that line from collecting to share or collecting to just save?
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's one thing if you're collecting things in order to share. Then obviously you're trying to find finer things in life, stockpile them so that way you can share them with the people that you know will truly enjoy them the way they're meant to be enjoyed. Compared to the people who just stockpile their whiskey and go home and drink it all to themselves, or don't. They just sit there and let it sit on their bar or sit on shelves just to say they have it. Mm-hmm. That's the issue.
Yeah, it becomes like a source of vanity at that point, or just pride. I was watching a video about this guy who was just talking about like the finer things in life, and how like some things even get better with use and age. You think of like leather, like good leather shoes. The more you wear them, the more worn they get, the more
they mold to your foot.
They mold to your feet. They get this richness. It's no longer just this, just all brown shoe. It gets this like these black lines in them, and these creases and valleys, and it just gets this weathered look, and just how good it looks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's if you buy things and then you just stick them down in your basement and you never use them, like your grandmother's china, what a shame, that like somebody built this, made it. It's, I think if it's made, something that's made well is meant to be enjoyed and even risk breaking, because otherwise you're living too safe of a life.
Yep.
It's sad for sure, but that's also part of life too, is to be able to reminisce and say, hey, do you remember that, our grandfather's old shotgun? Whatever happened to that? Oh, that, and I don't know, it invokes this memory.
We shot the neighborhood kid.
That's right. Oh, yeah, I got him pounded. Damn.
Wish I'd just held on to that a little longer.
Right. I told you that angle for the skeet shoot was a little low.
Right.
But I 100% agree. Because, that's kind of like being a parent not letting your kids run because you're afraid of them falling. Because, yes, falling's going to hurt. Yes, it's going to be a little bit of a pain for you as a parent to try and console your kid. Because I can only imagine, seeing your guys' kids fall, it probably hurts you a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
But the scars your kids and you have a story behind it.
Yeah.
And the stories are definitely worth sharing.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That one.
Certainly. Certainly.
So is there anything that you guys can think of that like you've held on to for a long time and it means something to you? Or better yet, what are some of your favorite things that you've gotten or acquired, whether you purchased them or they were given to you, or that like you treasure and that you use on a regular basis? I want to go back to the leather thing. So like I have a pair of Thursday boots, which is Thursday.com, and best pair of boots that I own. They were expensive, but I'll have them forever. Yeah. They're all pure leather. They're all worn in, so they fit my foot perfectly. Which the first week wearing them sucked because leather's so tight.
Yeah.
And I was like, did I get the wrong size? Oh, whatever. Nope. It is the perfect fit for everything. And I just like, I like tending to them, and I like caring for them, and like, buffing them. And I have leather cleaner, and
nice,
like all the things, and shining them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it brings joy.
Yeah. But then after, me being an OCD person, after shining them, I don't want to wear them for a while because I'm like, no, I just cleaned these. I don't want to go anywhere.
I struggle with that too.
Yeah. My Thursday boots, for sure. I've had them forever. Forever, like 6 years. But still had them for a long time, and they still look great and they still feel great. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of like, there's nothing that I don't think like my grandparents or anything have like passed down, or, like my father gave me that I have. Yeah, I don't think so.
I've got one of those, and it goes along with goes along, because mine I would definitely say would be either my guns.
Yeah.
And one of them, actually 2 of them, were from my grandfather. One of them was actually it was like a business present from one of his major business partners.
Mm.
So my grandpa used to sell cattle internationally, and one of his buyers was on one of like his purchases was like, well, Jerry, have you ever been dove hunting? Ended up buying and giving my grandfather like it's a beautiful shotgun, but gave him a shotgun, and he only fired it, I think, that one time that he went dove hunting with him.
Wow.
And so that is definitely something, especially since he's passed fairly recently, I will definitely keep and hold on to.
Yeah.
Another one is it's almost like it's older than a musket, but he's got like a long barrel, long rifle that is gorgeous too.
Wow. Do you have it?
Yeah, I've got both of them.
Dang.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
That's awesome.
And then I obviously have a couple guns, and then my black lizard skin boots. I bought those as a graduation present. I wore those relatively often. They go with damn near everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've always loved skin boots. Now, granted, I grew up with a dad who has a couple skin boots too. Now he's got ostrich skin, which is
Technically, leather is skin. Let's
exotic skin.
Okay.
More exotic.
Okay. Ones that don't moo. Got it.
Not
Yeah.
human skin. Got it.
Yes.
We're not Ed Gein here. Okay.
Correct.
Dark.
What a guy, huh?
He's a legend.
I really like those boots. What you got there?
On a side note, actually, for a second, like I was thinking about that earlier today because I watched an interview with Ed Kemper, who was like a serial killer in the 70s and 80s, and just turned himself in because he didn't want to kill anymore. And he's one of the smartest guys, but like it always fascinates me that like our knowledge of psychology and of psychosis and of people going crazy, the only way that we know more and more about that is because we've caught people who have done those things. So in order to have that knowledge of the things, we have to catch the people after they've already done horrible things, which is just kind of like the horrible brokenness of this world of like,
So
hey,
true.
you want to know about this? Nobody's going to actually tell you. We got to wait until somebody is a murderer first.
Well, and even then, that's if they tell you.
Talk about the finer things. So anyway,
Murder.
why'd you have to sing it?
Don't sing that.
I don't know. I thought I was on key.
It was on key. Well
On
done.
key, not on point.
That's right.
Well, no, they were.
Oh, anyway, finer things. What about you, Joseph? I know you've got some stuff.
Yeah. So,
Joseph was born in the wrong century.
or I was born in the right one because all these things are coming back.
That's okay.
So-
okay. All right.
But I used to think that too.
Yeah.
It's been neat. So, for years, when my dad's mother died, all of us grandkids got to look through her things and pick out things, and then just through life, as like our house decor changed and things got put into storage, I kind of put my name on things that I really liked that were hers. And then when my other grandmother, my mom's mom, died, I got to, pick through some things as well. And so just over the years, then my great aunt as well and other relatives, I've just started like just accumulating just these cool little things that were just made to last. You didn't buy it at Walmart. It was like, this was handmade probably. Some of them were made in other countries, and and you can see the craftsmanship. Like these things are meant to be displayed, and and for years, they found themselves in boxes, and but I knew, one day with my future wife, we'll get to go through all these things and pull out some of these treasures, and decorate the house with them. And it's just been really neat to pull out some of these things, and just to see my wife take interest in them. My mother-in-law came over at one time, and she and my wife were going through all my old boxes and just pulling out all these decorations. And I came home and I just saw just the house just decorated with all these things, a picture or a crucifix, or my grandfather had this really neat metal cannon that is spring loaded. So you pull back this thing, you put a pencil in there, you hit the lever, and it shoots it out. And it's just like,
that's cool.
It's just so neat, but it's what's kind of neat is the character that it has now. One of the wheels is kind of broken, and it's got some little rust on it, and it's just got this great character to it now. And I got to let some of my or one of my nephews play with it, and it was just neat to like I remember playing with this as a kid. Now I'm seeing him play with it, and I look forward to my sons being old enough to set up their army men and shoot them down just like I did.
Yeah.
But it just made me think like these things are meant to be enjoyed. I'll to kind of build that up a little bit. Like Dimitri is talking about his whiskey, and you kind of touched on this, Adam. His whiskey is meant to be enjoyed. It's really he considers it disrespectful to him and his craft and his family if you just buy it and never enjoy it and just throw it up on a shelf and let it collect dust.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's with most things that are made well. Sadly, we live in such a throwaway time and such a throwaway culture. Nothing's made to last. It's meant to be discarded, forgotten about. There's no heirloom quality to it.
Right.
And so it's neat that to have collected things that are heirlooms and have a quality and a purpose to them almost.
And you can't have heirlooms in a society that doesn't respect things, that is just looking for the next best thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on iPhone 17 now.
Yep.
After
just so little time.
Basically 17, 18 years.
like 15 years of iPhones. Because the first one came out in 2010, 09.
Oh, and I guess there wasn't like an iPhone 2, was there?
No, it was like an iPhone, just iPhone, and then iPhone, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but let's say there was.
But either way,
but it's 17 years of iPhones.
Yeah, it's all
every
this,
year.
like there's no nostalgia anymore. It's always what's the next best thing? Who's the next best viral hit? Who's the guy? Hey, I'm going to film everything in my life so I can be famous for 15 minutes.
Right. Well, and it's interesting with all of this stuff that we're able to accumulate. Just you go into so many houses and they either feel cluttered or cold, but there's not this warmth anymore. You look at old old pictures of houses, and you'll see like the walls just covered in pictures, but it was like done in this kind of neat, tasteful way, or like rooms that were, somewhat crammed with furniture, but it was in this homey, warm family setting.
Oh yeah,
It was with couches that lasted 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, my dad still got this black lazy boy that he got when he moved out of his parents' place, and we still have it. It's actually my prayer chair now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I've
the
fallen
one
asleep
you
in
fell
that chair.
asleep.
Yeah, I fell asleep
A
in
lot
that
of my
chair.
prayer times, it's just me passing out for about 5 minutes. But
Yeah. There you go.
it still works.
My parents still have a rocking chair that was in my grandparents' house. It's probably 30 years old, and it's still one of the most comfortable chairs you could possibly sit in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that chair.
There you go.
And then we've actually got a family trunk that came from my mom's side of the family from Ireland that was handmade that we still use to like store blankets in, and
That's awesome.
There you go.
it's right next to the bathroom door. It's not in the bathroom door.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Thanks
was
for
handmade-
clarifying.
That was handmade over in Ireland.
We use it for our bathroom trinkets.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoever's next in line in the bathroom sits on it.
Right. But I think there is a line, but like a fine. Well, I don't know if it's fine because it depends on, I think the person. But there's a difference between hoarding and just like being possessive. I think that's something else. This is enjoying things for their purpose, or just like enjoying the beauty that they give off,
Right.
or just or maybe I said this already, but using it for their purpose,
Exactly.
and not just shoving it down the basement and it just becomes another thing that you just bought off the cuff because maybe you can't help yourself. Like it's giving purpose to these things that were made to be used, to be of aid to us. And I think it seems like that mindset is coming back. People are looking more for antiques, and things that are made well. Because I think we all are. I think we're getting a little tired of this kind of throwaway, cold culture that we live in, where things are kind of tasteless, bland. All the cars look the same. I don't know. Just vehicles are all looking the same. What's more important now is what's inside the car than what's on the outside, and which to me it's all the same anyways.
Well, it's more interior than it is like engine or the actual the parts that actually make the car go and do what it's supposed to do and be reliable.
Right.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that things are made to be throwaway nowadays. So you can't really, even if you look at other people's stuff, like it's made cheaply because it's made to throw away and go get a new one in the next couple years.
Right.
As opposed to when our grandparents were growing up and our parents were growing up. I mean, those things were actually made to last. That like the people who made them actually put care, time, effort, love into actually making the objects, which is why they still last, which is why, because the people in that time would actually take care of it.
Yeah.
Because they had the mindset of, oh, this is going to last if I continue to maintain the upkeep and hold on to it.
Yeah.
To whereas now it's, and I think a big part of it has to do with you have to take responsibility for it if you want to maintain it.
Yeah.
And people don't like taking responsibility. Hell, I think our society is actually trying to get people away from owning things and maintaining things. That's why leasing cars are pushed. That's why leasing houses, renting houses.
Yeah. Well, and like, for example, I love silver trays. I just think they add something. When you walk into a room with a nice bottle of whiskey and 4 or 6 glasses on a tray,
it's elegant.
Yeah,
it's elegant, and it elevates what it is that you're offering. And but with that, like, I have to polish my trays every couple months because they get tarnished, and there's work that goes into it. Or like, if you have a big family gathering and you break out the good china, like there's a lot of work that goes in afterwards. You got to hand wash all that stuff, and it's hard. But I feel like our mindset has shifted so much. We all want to save time, and so we don't want to do these things that take a little bit more effort, a little bit more thought, a little bit more care. And then the time that we end up saving, if we really do, we end up wasting it on things that don't matter. So like we haven't accomplished anything. In fact, really what we've accomplished is we've just become more tired of things, but then as we've limited our life more and more, of like beautiful things, then our life becomes more and more cold and just tasteless. There's no warmth, there's no color. There's just no flavor in life anymore.
Right.
And it's sad. And then it's depressing. You wonder why there's so much, and I'm not trying to start a whole new topic, but you wonder why there's so much depression because we don't put things in our lives that mean anything to us. You buy an IKEA cup from the store and you break it, no big deal. But if you're holding, your grandmother's, china or crystal, water cup, you're going to handle that with much more care. And if you break it, there's going to be a sadness that goes with it. But that's okay. It's okay to miss things and for things to break. Like that's kind of part. It's a nice lesson to learn in life too.
Yeah. I was in real estate for a while, and I just that whole like whitewashed everything look that is right now, like it's
fading away, but yes,
it was just so dead.
Yeah,
like all this houses had fake wood,
Right.
laminate floors that are like gray tinted, so that it'll match the white with black speckles marble granite countertop, that match the white cabinets, that match the off-white walls, that have the sterling silver appliances, so that all match. Like, it's so
Asylum-esque.
You remember watching I don't even know what show I could pinpoint, but I remember watching shows growing up where like there'd be a future episode and everything just looked the same and dead, and it's what they transition to.
Yeah,
Everything's
that's a good
just
point.
dead. It's robotic. It's weird. There's no nostalgia whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like I don't carry a lot of things from my childhood, and mostly just because my family's very young, and so my parents still have their things, and my grandparents are still alive, and like they all still use and are capable of using all of their stuff, right?
Yeah.
But like my parents have an old table cabinet. Like it's a coffee table, but it's also a cabinet that you can like store blankets in and stuff from my great grandfather.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of things that I don't know. It's just like you said, it's losing. And I guess I don't want this episode to turn into like a downer or anything. It just like, but it's true. Like there's nothing respected anymore. Nothing's cared about it. Oh, break it, cool. We can go buy one off Amazon for $10. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
That's why we're losing traditions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because people similar to things, they view the tradition as a thing, and they don't actually understand why the tradition has been there for so long, whether it be family traditions or national traditions or church traditions. I mean, there's a reason why we did things for so long that way. It's because it worked.
Yeah.
And not only did it worked well. And then we just got rid of it because, we wanted to get with the times.
It's respectful. It's not shiny and new. It's tradition.
Yeah.
I do think tradition is one of the biggest, finer things in life.
Yeah.
But you have to have the mindset to recognize why it's a finer thing. Otherwise, it's just going to be another hassle or another responsibility that you're not going to understand why you're responsible for it.
Right. You know, some of my favorite memories growing up was, like around the holidays, everyone pitching in to make the dinner. Everyone sitting around and, enjoying the dinner. And then everybody helping to clean up and wash dishes together. And, you turn on some music and, there was just laughter and talking. And, it was so nice. Like it made all the work that went into making the dinner and the work that went in after the dinner, hand washing everything, it made it worth it. It was no longer just a chore. Like, we get to pull out the good china. Like that was an exciting time. Or like, maybe for our birthdays, our mom and dad would say, hey, let's get the good china out. And you felt really special that you were chosen to be worthy of the good china.
Yeah.
Like it meant something.
It was a celebration.
Yeah, it was a celebration. It elevated it, and I just think we need to bring that back. We need to reclaim that.
When if you don't understand the responsibility that goes into something like making the meals during holidays, you don't. Shit, it's gone.
That's all right.
It had to do with if you and others take similar responsibility in order to put on, because tradition takes responsibility to maintain, you guys are sacrificing together, and that's one of the biggest things that builds bonds together. That's why we have Exodus 90. Exodus 90 helped build bonds between the groups of people, the groups of men that do it. That's why if you sacrifice, this is why military people, especially combat vets who've served together, have such a deep bond.
Right.
is because they sacrificed together.
Exactly.
They did something hard. They took responsibility together for each other. That's used, by the way.
Don't open it.
One side's got a booger. The other side's clean. Use that to wipe this up.
Use whichever side you want.
Just
But
throw it.
yeah, I think that's one of the key things to hold on to tradition is because then those of you who experience that tradition together and maintain it will actually bond with each other more.
Yeah.
And there will be a deeper bond between.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And it's something that my wife Jordan and I are really trying to figure out, just, as we're building our own traditions and our own, memories and, what do we want that future to look like? What are things that are important to us? And, like right now we've got, these 2 coffee mugs that we use them throughout the week, but like it's, to me, in my mind, even if I use it on a Wednesday, it's a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning mug, and we pull it out and we make coffee in it, and it's such a great way to like usher in the weekend. You wake up, you make a good cup of coffee, and you sit down, and you just have some quiet time together. You watch the kids play on the floor. I mean, it's the American dream, for crying out loud. I mean, it's such an amazing thing to be able to do, and like these mugs, they've become important to me. If they break, it's gonna be sad, but then it'll be fun to pick out a new mug that's gonna mean something to us. And but it's not so, it's not so much about the mug, but it's what the mug represents.
The tradition that you're building around the object.
Yeah, that gives it this meaning.
It's the tool.
Yeah, it's a tool. Yeah. You asked earlier, Adam, I don't really have a favorite thing necessarily. It's probably a lot of things. Everything in my house, I think without exception, like when I look at it, it brings me some amount of joy when I look at it. I've got, you were talking about, Dan, your grandfather's rifles. I've got a double-barreled shotgun that was my grandfather's. Beautiful. It's a break barrel, side by side. I mean, it's just a beautiful shotgun. And every time I look at it, it just makes me kind of smile. Mm-hmm. I've got a statue of a buffalo with a Indian on horseback, driving a spear through it, and it's just, it's a beautiful statue. That was also my grandfather's. And every time I look at that, it just makes me smile. It makes me happy that I have it and I get to enjoy it. And I've got, like, for those that know what a den is, you think of like bookshelves and leather chairs and nice wood sturdy furniture. That's kind of the style of things that I enjoy. I've got these really cool green matte pictures that are up on the wall, and they just have this just richness to them. They were my dad's mom's, and it's just like this old hunt club den feel to it. I love that style because to me it's homey, it's warm, it's pleasant to look at. It's inviting. Yeah, so it's probably, I don't have just like one thing. It's a whole collection of things that I just enjoy, and it just gives this quality to life, I think. Because we are physical beings, and I think we need to appreciate that a little bit more. And how we live our lives also affects our spiritual life, and and obviously the life after. So to surround ourselves with good, beautiful, quality, hearty things, I think really does touch the soul as well. And those that come into it, like come into that space or that home.
Well, this is to play devil's advocate, not to disagree, but it's more to add on. This was something this idea, I've got the skull ring around my finger, and I've got the skull on my chest, and I wear that one because I think it looks cool, but honestly, the biggest reason is helps me remember. It's an idea called memento mori,
Yeah.
which is remember thy death. And especially when my grandma passed, that was kind of the end of my dad's side of the family.
Yeah.
More so on like, okay, so the leading patriarch and matriarch they've now passed, and now my dad is the second oldest, but he's the oldest male in the Keithley side. And especially after we buried my grandma, it was something that hit both me and my dad kind of at the same time, because we went back to my grandparents' house for the reception, and just kind of walking around the house, and there was an emptiness to it because they were both gone, but it was all the things they left behind. All those things, all those family pictures, all those, it's like you don't take it with you, and it's just all left for whoever you have after you. Mm-hmm. And they're just left with your stuff. And I think that's, right. I think it's key to understand that when you die, that there are three things you never go looking for in life. Number one is love. Number two is death. Number three is pain and suffering. Pain/suffering, because it will all come and find you in its own time, or in a time that only God knows.
Yeah.
And so when death inevitably comes, there it is. You're going to have to leave it all behind.
It's true.
And so that's where I think the crux of kind of what we've been talking about is that doesn't mean you don't go out and buy nice things. I think you should go out and enjoy, splurge on nice things, because I think that invokes a mentality. Now, you kind of have to have it preemptively, but I think you will be able to, most of the time, enjoy it more often because you understand what went into you getting that. And so if you understand, this is this is more expensive, or this took me longer to actually obtain, whether time, money, or both. Like, there's a level of responsibility behind it to enjoy it, but understand you have to let it go at some point.
Right.
And I think having that mentality of both sides, weighing both sides of, yes, I should go enjoy things, but I have to let it go too. And it's the same with love. Love is one of the biggest, finer things in life. But guess what? Either you, your wife, or both of you are going to die. I mean, you're both going to die, but I don't know who first. Well, and so that's one thing, and that's where the memento mori, that's part of memento mori to me is, remember you're going to die. So enjoy the experiences that come.
Right.
Enjoy what's right in front of you, because this is your only time you can enjoy it. Yeah. So find the enjoyment, enjoy the finer things, because I think they help put you in a better mood.
Yeah.
But be ready to let them go when it's time.
Well, it's that saying, better to have loved and have lost than to never have loved at all. Mm-hmm. And I think that's true here too. It doesn't also have to be, it could be one thing that means something to you that you treasure. It could be your grandfather's favorite walking stick. Let's just say you live in a small, a poor village, for example, right? You don't have access to, a well-made clock, your grandfather's clock, but in every society, every single tribe, there's always going to be those things that are treasured. And that's kind of the point that I'm getting at, is those things should be valued and respected and enjoyed, or used, put to use. Because, a tool that sits in the shed isn't doing any good. A car that sits out, that sits in your garage covered, isn't getting you anywhere. These things are meant, that they were made for a purpose, and at the very least, I think out of respect to the Creator, they should be enjoyed. And you could immediately sidestep into, our relationship with Christ. And I mean, He gave us this world to be enjoyed as a great gift. We should enjoy it. We should appreciate it. Experience it while we're here. It's not a waste of time to, get out and enjoy the nature and the beautiful scenes that, that the God's given here. Even though we leave it behind, He still gave it to us to enjoy while we're here, because that's what it means to be human. Yeah, I mean, we are human, so let's be humans about this. Let's enjoy these things that are on this earth. But with that, I mean, none of us at this table are advocating for gluttony or, squandering our money, and just accumulating things. Like, there's a danger to that. I'm not saying that, but these things that we do have, these things that we have been given or that we can't afford to buy, might as well be enjoyed and used. Is basically what I'm getting at.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and Jesus even said, one of his parables about the servants given the 10 talents, 5 talents, 1 talent. Mm-hmm. The servant who was afraid of losing said item didn't go out and use his talent. And so he saved it, hid it.
Buried it underground.
Mm-hmm. And when the master came back, they kicked him out.
Did he? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He kicked him out because he was like, you weren't responsible.
Right.
I told you to go out and, like, basically go be a good return on investment. Like, I invested in you.
Right.
And I gave you these talents. I gave you these gifts. I gave you these things to go out and use.
Right.
But you didn't. You hid it away because you were afraid of losing it, because you were afraid of breaking it, because you were afraid of misusing it.
Right. Yeah. And then that person wasted it.
Yep.
So then it was taken away and given to someone that would appreciate it. Yeah.
It's also all about perspective on what you find as a finer thing. Because, I mean, I know, like, my wife, for example, is not so much the heirloom type as the, like, photo album type, where I enjoy the finer things in life, and the finer things in life to me are spending time with the ones that I love, and then making sure that I have photos to remember those times, making sure that I have memories, and she gets it from her mom, because, like, it's like every third of the year, my mother-in-law will make a video of the past 4 or 5 months of our family, and just like a photo video of, like, all the things that we did, and all the fun that we had and everything, and because that can be something that you can squander away as well.
Absolutely.
Is the relationships you have, and not taking care of those things, not cultivating them, and not, like, especially as a father, like, I feel like I give myself so much guilt, and I know I shouldn't. But, like, I create in my mind, like, things that, I missed out on that, or I should have done that, or, but more time will come. But then it's the memento mori. What if it doesn't? God forbid. But, like, I don't know. I got really dark there for a second. I'm sorry.
No, I think that's it's a valuable thing to hold at least in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
Is you could die tonight. You could die tomorrow.
Yeah.
You could die while listening to this. Mm-hmm. We appreciate your time. But, like, in all honesty, that's very true. And at that point, when God hits rewind on your life, this is one of the biggest fears of mine is I'm afraid of going up to heaven, God having this massive scroll that just unravels and goes for miles, And it's just a list of all the things he wanted me to do, all not even earthly accolades, just things that I could have done, people I could have met, love I could have shared. And God just looks at me and goes, Dan, I had all this in mind for you. But because I love you, why wouldn't he upon your free will?
Right.
I'm not gonna take away your choice or your option to choose. But this is everything that I had in mind when I knew it was time to bring you into the world.
Yeah.
And I will say, life is the greatest finer thing.
Yeah. And being
because it's so fragile.
Yeah. Well, and if you were called to marriage and you're blessed with children, it's one of the greatest gifts you can have.
Is new life.
New life, and
then being charged with
being responsible.
Right. Yeah, and you get the honor and privilege of helping them grow in wisdom and age and get to know them and figure out who they are. You know, it's interesting looking at my boys, and I think how little I really know about them, and also how little they know about themselves. You know, like their needs are so simple. You know, their favorites are so few. You know, they love their mom and their dad and a couple other people, and they've got their, you know, their favorite toys. I mean, you know, it's just so simple, and it's just so neat to get to watch them, you know, grow up and, you know, figure out what their interests are going to be, and, you know, just be along for that journey. And it's.
But why can't life be that simple for us?
Yeah, I've asked myself that quite a few times.
We have the same needs. We need to eat. We need to sleep. We need to poop. And we have people in our lives that love us and we love them. We have our favorite toys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Obviously, just like with children, we have things that are going to piss us off. We have things that are going to upset us. When we fall, it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
I will say, I think it's hilarious to watch Ben grow up because he's a lot like his godfather.
Is he?
Dude, he cannot walk around unless his shirt is tucked in and he looks nice.
Wow.
And he goes, Dad, I have to stop playing. Dad, I want my shirt right here, tucked in, because it came up a little bit. I want my shirt tucked in, right here. I want my shirt tucked in. No, right here. And like if you don't do it right, then he untucks it all and he goes, nope, do it again. I want my shirt tucked in.
That's awesome. I don't know how you learned that because
apparently he gets it from my father-in-law.
Oh, okay.
When he was that age, had to have his shirt tucked in and a belt at all times at like 3 years old.
I'm definitely a belt guy. I've tried wearing shirts without a belt. It just doesn't.
It feels loose.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. Yeah.
And no, I'm not losing weight. So
I think one of my favorite moments from the Fellowship of the Ring is when they're sitting in the cave and Frodo's talking to Gandalf and he's like, I wish this wouldn't have happened in my time. You know, and Gandalf says, all we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah. Where we have to choose. We have to choose to respect what we have. We have to choose to enjoy the things that we have. We have to choose what to enjoy next and to do it the best way possible.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and so to answer your question, what are the finer things that we cherish? I would definitely say for me, it's this. It's being able to continue to hang out with you guys. It's being able to shoot the shit. The fact that you guys haven't kicked me out yet is beyond me.
Dan.
The fact that you guys have, well, Joseph, I'm still waiting, but you guys, Adam, more specifically, have welcomed me into your family. You have. We just haven't had the time.
That's true.
And I don't mean to invite myself into your family,
Well,
but
But I'm coming over for dinner tomorrow night.
yeah.
I'd invite you over more, but you're such a loudmouth schnook.
I appreciate you not kicking me out yet.
Oh, that was a bigger drink than I was expecting. Oh, man.
Well,
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you,
I
Dan.
appreciate that. And feelings mutual.
Yeah, I enjoy this time too.
And thank you guys for listening.
Couldn't do it without you.
Don't know why you guys are still listening, but you are.
Here we
I
are.
figured it out. I think we do pretty good.
Yeah, but I'm just waiting for them to go, Dan needs to get off for
There
me
was
to come back.
okay. There was a comment. Your brother commented on one of our YouTube videos,
Oh, really?
and Michael was like, "I wish that Joseph guy would talk more. He's the smartest."
Thank you, Michael. Maybe the nicest thing you ever typed about me.
It's like, thanks, man. Appreciate that, Michael.
He is such a shit disturber. Just stirring the pot.
Oh, thank you all for joining us at the table. We have
Joseph.
Adam.
And Dan.
We'll see you next time. I cannot get over how good these are.
Are you waiting?
I was kind of.
No, a little bit, but
It's okay. We've already turned out the camera.
no, yeah.
No, you haven't.
Yes, we have. Yes, we. Edit now. Cut it.
See ya, bitch.
Damn it.